Welcome to the Yoga Portal. My name is Amy, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a slow flow yin restorative type class. So go ahead and get into something comfy and meet me down on your mat. We're going to begin in a seated position, and if this is comfortable for you, this is how I like to be. If it's not, you can also come up onto your knees if this feels better for your hips or your knees or your ankles. Whatever is best for you and your practice today. Gently closing the eyes if you feel called to do so. Resting your hands down on your knees, palms up for receiving or palms down for grounding. Hands can also rest down on the mat. Sitting up nice and tall with a straight spine, maybe roll the shoulders back. And let's take an inhale together, filling the lungs with air, holding at the top. Let your exhale be a sigh out through the mouth. Again, inhale, hold at the top. Exhale, sigh it out. Continuing with these deep breaths, letting the sigh signal to your nervous system that it's okay to let go. You're safe, you're held. It's okay to relax and just be. Returning to the present moment. Noticing if you have thoughts about the past or future. Bringing your awareness back to this moment by focusing on your breath. If you did close your eyes, you can gently open them now, returning back to this space. And we'll let the neck take a little stretch, dropping your right ear down towards your right shoulder, noticing any tension and tightness here. And come back to center, over to the left. Back to center, now gaze down at the mat. And up at the ceiling. And begin to roll the neck out, noticing all the tension and tightness and sensations as you bring it all the way around in rotation. Instead of thinking that your neck should feel one way, I encourage you to just observe the truth about it, the truth about how it feels. Maybe it feels good or bad or uncomfortable or both. And we'll switch directions. Taking it nice and slow. And when you're ready, return back to neutral. Big inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead. On the exhale, drop over to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Interlacing the fingers. Let yourself take a big stretch. And exhale to fold forward, releasing the fingers. And maybe your forward fold is up here. Maybe you have a little bit more flexibility in your hips. Wherever you're at is perfectly fine. Just make sure you keep your tailbone rooted down on the mat and your shoulders away from your ears. With each exhale, I invite you to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Breathing through any sensations you feel in your body today. And gently walk your hands over to the right side, hovering over that right thigh, or maybe your chest can rest on it. Deep breaths. Gently walking the hands back to center. Make your way over to the left side. It's okay if this side is more or less flexible than the other. Just be aware of that. Breathe through it. If your shoulders want to come up by your ears, let them relax just a little bit. Slowly bringing the hands back to center and walk them back into the body, coming up into a seat. And placing your hands on one side of the mat. Let's swing the legs around and find tabletop position. Keeping the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. I like to keep my knees slightly apart. On your next inhale, lower your belly and lift the chest and head, gazing up. Exhale to round your spine up, chin comes into the chest. Inhale, belly lowers, chest and head lift. Exhale to round and lower your head. Go ahead and move through this cat-cow flow at whatever pace feels best for you. Listening to your body, moving with your breath. returning back to a flat back, neutral spine. Inhale, let's lift the right arm up, opening through the chest and the finger. Exhale to thread that arm underneath the left, placing your shoulder and temple down on the mat. Allowing yourself to fully surrender here in this pose. Deep breaths. Pushing back up into that tabletop. Rooting down through the right hands. Now we'll lift and open through the left side. And slowly bring that hand down under the right. Resting the shoulder and temple. Relaxing the shoulders, the ankles, the hips. Allowing yourself to surrender deeply into this pose. Focusing on your breath. Slowly pushing back up into tabletop. Now we'll do some barrel rolls with the torso. So moving through that cow pose, bring your torso to the left side and up, to the right and down. And switch directions. Rooting down through the palms and the middle fingers. And let's meet back in cow pose. Bringing big toes to touch, spread your knees to the wide edges of the mat and let your hips sit back onto your heels. Resting the forehead down in child's pose, arms are stretched out in front of you. You can also come to reverse prayer behind your head if you want a deep tricep stretch. Releasing the hands if they were in reverse prayer. Lifting the head, we'll straighten out the knees and come down into Sphinx pose. Letting your hips rest on the mat. Forearms come down as you take a slight back bend here. And when you're ready, push back into child's pose. Exhale, side out. One more time, lifting the forehead, coming down into Sphinx pose. Feeling a nice stretch in your low back, opening through the shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale to child's pose. And once you're here, walk your hands over to the right side. Deep breaths. And walk your hands back to center, over to the left. And let's make our way back to center. And slowly begin to lift. Now we'll place the left knee at the top of the mat, keeping the right knee down. We're going to come into a low lunge here, making sure that you walk your toes up enough to keep your ankle in line with your knee. Maybe your lunge is up here, or maybe you can sink down into your hip. Feeling a nice opening and a deep stretch here, especially in this back quad. Hands can rest on the mat, or if you want for a deeper stretch, you can place your hands on your knee. Making sure that you find that happy medium where you're feeling a deep stretch, but it's not too uncomfortable. And now we'll slowly straighten out that front leg. And your toes can lift off the mat or they can stay down. Now we're stretching out the front hamstring and calf, especially if you flex those toes up. Feel free to fold over that leg or stay up high, whatever your body's telling you to do today. And now we'll push back into that kneeling lunge, feeling an opening in the hips, staying focused on your breath. As it comes into the lungs, hold at the top, and exhale side out. And one more time, we'll straighten out the front leg and fold over. If you want, you can alternate, bringing the toes up and down. Noticing how that feels in your body, especially in the back of this leg. The cats are going crazy. The cats are going crazy, Louie. Pushing back into that kneeling lunge. We'll bring that leg back in to meet the other. And now the right leg will come up. Remembering to walk those toes up to the top of the mat to allow you to keep that knee and ankle in a straight line as you sink deep into this stretch. Again, this side might be more or less flexible than the other side. That's totally normal. If you want, you can stretch your less flexible side first, and then you're more flexible, and go back to the less flexible side if you want to even things out. And now we'll straighten that leg out, folding over if it's accessible in your body. Option to flex the toes or keep them down on the mat. And push back into that kneeling lunge. Taking deep breaths here, staying present with all the sensations in the body. And one more time, straighten out that leg. Option to flex and point. My body seems to be shaking here. So if your body starts shaking here or in any other pose, I'm right there with you. And push back into that kneeling lunge. And finally, we'll come down into a seat. This is actually not the finale. I don't know why I said that. Bringing the soles of the feet together, finding butterfly. Depending on your hip structure, your butterfly may be up here, and that's beautiful. It may be flat on the ground, also beautiful. You may be somewhere in between like me. All butterflies are beautiful. They're not all made equal, but they're all beautiful. If you want, you can grab hold of the ankles. I like to place my thumbs on the actual ankle bone. And then use your elbows to press the knees down. But don't press too hard. This should not be painful. It should just be a little bit of a stretch, especially in the back of your hips and your glutes. But it can also be in your inner thighs, maybe in your shoulders. Now I'm going to rotate so that I can do this next pose. Keeping the right knee bent into butterfly, we're going to extend the left out. And if you want, you can keep a pretty big bend in that knee. Then reach forward towards the toes. Maybe you grab the back of your knee, depending on your flexibility. Maybe you take hold of the toes. Maybe you even straighten out. Wherever you're at is perfectly fine. Again, relax the shoulders from the ears if they're tending to go up there. See if you can relax in this pose as you take deep breaths. Flexibility comes from holding the poses for a long period of time. So if you're feeling uncomfortable in this stretch, again, make sure you're not in pain. But it's okay to feel some slight discomfort, and you might be begging me to let you leave this stretch, but the more time you spend here, the more you encourage your muscles to relax, and the more flexible you get. So breathe through it. You got this. And slowly let your head lift. Coming up into a seat. Bringing the left leg back in. Now we'll extend the right. And again, you can start with that big bend in your knee, reaching for the calf, the ankle, the toes. And maybe you stay here, and this is what your stretch looks like. Or maybe you straighten that leg out and allow yourself to sink into those sensations, to be present with them as you tell your body to relax here, to release, so you can sink even deeper. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. Slowly rising up from this stretch, being very soft and gentle with your body. Let's go ahead and make our way down onto our back. Hugging the knees into your chest. Option to roll around here, massaging your spine on the floor. And now straighten the legs up into waterfall pose or legs at the wall. And if you want, you can go to an actual wall and put your feet up against it for support. You can also place your hands underneath your hip bones, your sits bones. Allow yourself to really rest here in this inversion. This is good for circulation. And taking some pressure out of your feet. Allowing gravity to pull anything that's been heavy in your feet down the opposite way. Returning to your natural breath here. Maybe it's a little bit more shallow. That's okay. If you want, you can take a moment of gratitude here. Gratitude for your body and all it's capable of. Gratitude for yourself for showing up today. Moving your body, stretching it. Allowing it to cleanse and purge. Physically, energetically, emotionally, spiritually. Gratitude that you took a moment to be present, a moment for yourself. Maybe it's gratitude for the home that you're able to do this in. Gratitude for your favorite yoga clothing. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That's an energy I've been tapping into recently. Even having gratitude for the things that I'm manifesting and calling into my life. If you can learn how to be grateful for something you don't yet have, I see it almost like a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive it. Give it a try. You might just manifest the life of your dreams. Let's stay here for 5 more rounds of breath. When you're ready, let your knees come back down to the mat, your feet, placing the soles down. And I'm going to scoop forward a little bit for this next one. We're going to come into happy baby. So allow your knees to fall to either side of you. Hands can be on your knees, on your calves, on your ankles. Maybe you reach for the toes. And the knees can be as bent or as straight as you like. I like to rock here, just like a happy baby. your hips feel sufficiently opened and stretched, you can go ahead and hug your knees back into your chest, giving them a good squeeze. Give yourself a hug. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. And when you're ready, you can straighten your legs out, coming down onto the mat. Finding our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Allowing yourself to release any lingering tension with your breath. Maybe place your hands on the mat beside you, or place one on your heart and one on your belly. As you take in this practice, take in this moment. Maybe your body's tingling. Maybe you're feeling some lingering tightness still, and that's okay. Allow yourself to rest here. Give yourself the time to rest. I encourage you to really sink into this Shavasana. It's at the end of every yoga practice for a reason. And I will just express a final word of gratitude. Gratitude for myself for showing up today, for letting myself be seen by anyone on the internet. And gratitude for you for doing this practice with me, for giving me a purpose and a reason to show up. Gratitude for my home, the space. Gratitude for my beautiful life. Gratitude for the cats, even though they meow constantly. I see you, Oliver. Please stay here in the Shavasana for as long as you need, knowing that the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.